I'm Arlene Francis, and this is I've Got a Secret.
I've Got a Secret, brought to you tonight by Green Whip, the light, delicious topping that won't wilt on your dessert. Green Whip. Now, here is I've Got a Secret, starring Garry Moore.
Thank you very much. Good evening, friends, and welcome to a warm and humid edition of I've Got a Secret. Let's meet our warm and humid panel. First, looking tan from all the sunshine we've been having lately, Bill Cullen. Looking healthy and rosy from the sun is Betsy Palmer. Good evening. And looking just a little more burned up than usual, Henry Morgan. And our lovely new bride, Mrs. Arnold Grant, just back from her honeymoon in Europe, Bess Myerson. Bess, welcome home.
Thank you, sir.
Did Arnold come back with you?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Wasn't he supposed to?
I've always heard it was, but I've heard, sometimes it doesn't, so I think it's marvelous. Okay. Oh, and Betsy, by the way, good luck tomorrow night, dear girl. Betsy starts a 5-week run at the Paper Mill Playhouse in New Jersey, starring in a musical play called Maggie.
Thank you very much.
It's going to go well, I know. Panel, you all ready to play the game?
Yeah.
And may we have our first contestant, please? Will you come in, sir?
5 weeks?
Will you tell our panel, please, what your name is and where you're from?
My name is Don Butterfield, and I'm from New York City.
And I will tell anybody who doesn't know about music in New York that Mr. Butterfield is a distinguished musician who is equally at home playing with the New York Philharmonic as he is playing with Dizzy Gillespie. He's also a regular member of the Radio City Music Hall Orchestra. All right, Don, if you'll whisper your secret to me, we'll show it to the folks at home. Well, I'm delighted, but I noticed that you brought these two stalwart young men with you, Joe and Ben, members of our usher staff. What are they going to do?
They assist me, Gary.
They're going to assist you. You need help in this?
Well, that's part of the secret.
Well, all right, then. If you'll whisper that part of the secret to me, we'll show that to the folks at home. Here we go. All right. Panel, a clue to Don Butterfield's secret concerns something he's going to do. We'll start with Madam Honeymoon over there, Bess.
Don, this thing you're going to do, is it involved with music at all?
Yes?
It is. And will the two handsome ushers behind you be playing musical instruments as well?
No,
No.
they will not.
Will you be performing on an instrument?
Yes.
On more than one?
No.
One that you've invented, possibly?
No. I haven't
One that
been.
we'll be familiar with. Now, let's see. Will it be how fast you play it, or...
Like the minute waltz in 30 seconds or something like that? No, that's...
No.
That's right. We've lost our $20, and with $60 remaining, we go to Bill Cullen.
I don't think Bess didn't get an answer when she said, will we be familiar with this instrument? Will we? Is it a regular, standard instrument, one we all know?
I think we'd have to say no, wouldn't you there, Don?
It's not. No, it isn't.
We wouldn't then be familiar with this instrument.
I do believe that you will recognize its basic form, but in the form in which it will appear tonight, it is not a standard instrument. True?
No,
You're going to play a song like written to be played on two ushers. Yes or no?
No.
Yeah, trust them the way they... do these ushers make sounds when struck or pinched or otherwise?
Well, I think they may make sounds, but they'll be inaudible.
No, they'll be in orbit?
Inaudible.
Inaudible.
Oh, everyone has it on their mind. Are you going to touch these gentlemen in your performance
No.
tonight? By golly, it sounded like that.
$40 down, $40 to go. I'm kind of sorry it's not his secret. I'd like to watch that, playing cantata for two ushers.
Donald?
All right. Yes, Bess.
Well, I was going to say, are these boys going to hold the instrument?
Yes, they will.
They will. And is it, say, for instance, something that might have keys involved with it, like a piano keys?
Not piano keys.
Not piano keys. The keys of an accordion?
No.
They are keys of something?
Well, keys would be a relative term here. You could
It's
say
something
buttons.
that you apply pressure to make the sound.
Yes.
which
Yes.
could be almost any instrument.
Yes.
Is this something like a clarinet or a saxophone? Maybe the big one that you couldn't hold yourself and it has to be held by other people.
It's a big one, but
A
it
big,
isn't
big-
a saxophone or a clarinet.
Well, a tuba, sousaphone, drum.
$60 down, $20 to go. We go to Henry Morgan, please.
Miss Butterfield, is this some kind of, like a household device?
No.
It's an instrument.
No, it ain't.
It's a flute.
kind of...
No. No.
Is it something that is usually not played? Is it used for something else?
It would be needed on very special occasions.
But it is a legitimate instrument. Well, we lost the $80. Now, Don Butterfield is a tuba player par excellence. But his secret tonight is that with the assistance of these two ushers, he is going to play the trumpet for us. And if you want to know why he needs their help playing a trumpet, wait till you see the trumpet, a legitimate instrument. Gentlemen, if you'll come help me here.
Oh, come on. Oh, my.
Oops. There you go. Now, this is 8 feet of legitimate trumpet. It's the only one of its kind. We borrowed it from the Janssen collection of musical instruments at Claremont University College in California. Gentlemen, we are grateful to you for that. Now, although this instrument is a trumpet, what is its official name, Don?
It should be called a contrabass trumpet, Gary.
Contrabass trumpet.
Contrabass trumpet.
Well, now, I think a little explanation is in order here. We say it's a trumpet, we say he's a tuba player. Why did we not hire a trumpet player? Why do we need a tuba player instead? Don, will you explain that?
Well, I have a regular-sized trumpet here, and by making the size comparison, the answer to that, Gary, would be in the size of the mouthpiece. A trumpet player playing this instrument regularly or as his profession would find it almost impossible to play a mouthpiece the size of this one in comparison.
I see.
He just could hardly do it.
All right, gentlemen, let's get the trumpet into playing position, and we'll get Don to demonstrate the range of this instrument, which, as I understand it, is the same range as a trumpet, except it's 2 octaves lower. Is that right?
Yes.
Would you give us a demonstration of that, Don, please?
All right, Gary.
As we have said, this was probably originally conceived as an adjunct to a symphony orchestra and just didn't catch on. But it also can be used for jazz, as Don Butterfield will demonstrate now. Lullaby of Birdland, and you got Norman Paris to back him up. So Don and Norm, go. I want to pay Don a double compliment. Not only was his mastery of the instrument marvelous, but musicians might have noticed that the worst thing that can happen to a trumpet player or a tuba player is that immediately the number 1 valve started to stick. And I noticed how you changed your solo and played around that. A marvelous piece of improvisation.
One of those things, Gary. It just happened.
You made it come off. Thanks an awful lot. Gentlemen, thank you. we have our next contestant, please. Would you enter? Will you tell our panel, please, what your name is and where you're from?
Joy Gifford from Beaver, Pennsylvania.
Joy Gifford from Beaver, Pennsylvania. Now, Joy, if you'll whisper your secret to me, we'll show it immediately to the folks at home. Here we go. Yes, now, tell me more. Now, there is an excellent reason why this occurred, and we'll find out later. Panel, to help you classify Joy Gifford's secret, the clue concerns something she did on her vacation, and we'll start the game with Betsy, please.
Was this a recent vacation, Joy?
Yes, it was.
In fact, you did it within the last couple of weeks?
Within the last couple of weeks, did you do this? No, it was not within the last.
5 weeks.
5
you
weeks.
said. All right. Is it something to do with the eastern part of the country?
Partially, huh?
Would it help us to know where you had your vacation?
It might.
It might. Was it involved with the outdoors rather than inside?
Yes, I would say it's a difficult question to answer, but this was not done in a building, if that's what you mean. $20 down, $60 to go. We go, please, to Henry Morgan.
Miss Gifford, were you at the seashore?
No, I wasn't.
Were you in the mountains?
No.
Were you at a lake?
No.
Why did you bother to go away? Did you... That's an idea. Did you stay home for your vacation?
No, I didn't.
Did you go far?
Yes.
Another state?
Yes.
North?
Now, wait a minute. When we say another state, we'll do this with a capital state.
Oh, another country.
That's
yes.
right.
All right, we've lost $40. We have 40 to go. Bess Grant.
Another country. And it was partially outdoors and partially indoors. There was some kind
Well,
of...
I'll tell you why it was difficult for me to answer that question, because when you travel from one place to another, you're not out in the open, but you're certainly not in a building. Whether you call it outdoors when you're on a vehicle or not, I don't know.
All right. Now, this thing that you did, was it more mental rather than physical?
I would say that the cause of it was entirely mental. The action itself was physical, right?
That's right.
$60 down, $20 to go. We go, please, to Bill Cullen.
During your vacation, Joy, did you go very, very far?
I would say I did.
Was that what is unusual about your secret, that you went to so far?
Maybe it's how she
Oh,
went
if
there.
your secret is you went too far on your vacation.
Very good. Marvelous. Panel, Joy Gifford is a girl who really believes in the vacation slogan, getting there is half the fun, because recently she flew to England for a vacation. A very unique vacation it was, too, because after spending all of 15 minutes in the London airport, she got on another plane and flew right back here. As I said earlier, she had an excellent reason for doing this. Joy, first of all, how long had you planned? When you left this country, how long had you planned to stay abroad?
I didn't have too much vacation time, but I didn't plan on coming back in 15 minutes.
In other words, a matter of weeks or perhaps a month
That's right.
that you plan to stay over there. Well, Pamela, any idea what could bring a young lady back that fast?
Well, they hovered her on another airplane, thinking she was going somewhere else, like those people who went to Texas.
Now, Bess ought to know. It was a man, of course.
Her fiancé wired her and said, hurry home. Let's get married.
Well, Joy, when you landed in London, exactly what did happen?
They were paging me at the airport. There was a transatlantic call from he's my husband now, asking me to return and get married.
And she got right on the next plane and she back. Miss Henry.
I don't want to knock the marriage, but don't you think you ought to think twice about marrying a guy who can't make up his mind before you take the trip?
Listen, this is all part of a woman's wiles. She intended that she would be missed, but she didn't think it was going to work that fast. That's it. The happy ending is, of course, they were married just last week. She became Mrs. Robert Gifford. They just returned from a honeymoon trip to Paris. They didn't go back to London. She figured she'd seen that, so they went to Paris. Now let's meet the lucky man. Here's Dr. Robert Gifford. find out how much that was your phone bill for the call to London.
I don't know. I haven't received it yet.
This may be the first fight they're going to have. I know you're going to have a wonderful and marvelous marriage. Thank you for being with us tonight. Dr. and Mrs. Gifford. We'll meet our special guest for tonight in just a moment, but first there's an important message for you. It's time now to meet our special guest, panelist extraordinaire on What's My Line, delightful actress, who will begin a summer stock tour this coming Saturday at Mineola Playhouse, Long Island, starring in Old Acquaintance. Here is Miss Arlene Francis.
Good evening.
You look like you're all set up to practice for your hostess chores on the Emmy Awards tomorrow night.
I'm all set up for it, but I haven't done any practicing at all. I'm really delighted to think I may have an opportunity tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, you shall have your chance to practice tonight. Now, since this is the season for giving awards to actors and to performers, but with the Oscars and the Tonys and the Emmys and so on, I have decided to create some television awards of my very own. I would be honored if you would hand them out tonight.
Oh, I'd be honored myself. Thank you, Garry.
Good. Now, here is your script. Here we go. You just read that and it'll explain.
All righty. It says, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen." Oh, that's jolly good to begin with.
Yes,
Welcome to the last annual presentation of the Garry Awards. The Garry Award was created 2 days ago when one of our stagehands found these 4 trophies in a closet backstage. These valuable trophies might have been thrown away forever, but a miser had prevailed.
It says a wiser head prevailed.
Oh, I'm so
A wiser
sorry.
head.
It's my eyes. A wiser head prevailed. I'm terribly sorry. Thank
That's
you.
all right.
At any rate, since no one could figure out what the trophies were for, Mr. Moore decided to create some awards of his own. As we all know, it is very important to keep the names of the winners secret in order to preserve the excitement of a spontaneous acceptance speech. Well, in the case of the Garry Awards, not only does Price Waterhouse not know the names of the candidates themselves don't even know they have been nominated for anything. That's television. And in order to make sure that these acceptance speeches tonight are really spontaneous and off the cuff, we are not going to tell the winners what they did to deserve these awards until after they have finished their speeches.
And, panel, just in case one of you is fortunate enough to win one of these awards, I'm sure you can come up here and make up an all-purpose speech and keep the speech going until I remove the cover from the front of the award, telling you what you have received the award for. In fairness to the audience, however, we will show them what the award category is. Miss Francis, will you announce the first award, please?
Yes, I will, but I think that first we ought to let our audience know what the award is for.
Very well.
May I have the envelope, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Oh, it's exciting. The nominees for this category are Harriet Nelson of the Ozzie and Harriet Show, Durwood Kirby of the Garry Moore Show, and Bess Myerson of the I've Got a Secret Show. And the winner is Bess Myerson of the I've Got a Secret Show. Congratulations! Oh, my dear, you're an inspiration to young actresses everywhere.
Here is your
Thank you
award. Will you
so
make an
much.
acceptance speech, then we'll tell you what it's for.
Well, I just don't know what to say except to thank you so very much. I'm really overwhelmed, and as I cleared the mantel in my home this evening to make room for it, I never thought it would happen to me. And I'd like to thank all the thousands of little people behind me who were responsible for this. My director, Simon Legree. And
That's enough.
Oh,
Now, let's see what you have won for. It was a lovely speech. Oh, she has won the award for the most recent newlywed in television.
oh, thank you.
Now, the next award will hold up, huh?
Yes, indeed, and I think we must now let the audience in on what this particular second award is for.
What?
May I have the envelope, please, Mr. Moore? Thank you so much. Well, the nominees for this category are Jack Benny of The Jack Benny Show, Durwood Kirby of The Garry Moore Show, and Bill Cullen of The Price is Right. And the winner is... Thank you, Norman. Bill Cullen of The Price is Right. Oh, I say it was a very tough award. Congratulations.
I don't know who the other two nominees were, but I'll tell you, I don't deserve it, and I don't want to thank the little people here who helped me get this, because nothing worse than working with a bunch of little people. I mean, they're in your shoes in the morning, and it goes on throughout the day like that. But I would like at this time to say that of all the... Well, I've never gotten an award, and I'm sorry that the record has to be broken here tonight.
Well, let us see what this award is for. Well, naturally, because of your work on Price is Right, the most generous performer in television.
And now we come to the third Garry Award, and we will now let the audience in on what this award is for. May I have the envelope, please? Thank you so much. Well, the nominees for this category are Durwood Kirby of The Garry Moore Show. Little larceny here, I think. And Lassie of The Lassie Show. Betsy Palmer of the I've Got a Secret Show. And the winner is... Oh, this will shock you. Betsy Palmer of the I've Got a Secret Show.
I want to thank all the big people. I just can't say anything. I have to cry. And I would like to say on behalf of my runner-up,
Very good, and now let's see what you got it for. Have you any idea what it might be?
I think it's all those big people didn't know what to do. Television Mother of the Year.
And now, of course, we come to our last Garry Award, and we will let the audience in on what this award is for. And now, Mr. Moore, may I have the envelope, please?
ma'am.
Thank you.
It just occurred to me, maybe somebody's just tuned in right now, and they wonder whether the Emmys are on the night early. It's what's driving out of their mind. Carry on.
These awards are deserving, probably more so than some of the Emmys. The nominees for this category are Frank Nitti of The Untouchables, Eric von Stroheim of The Late Late Show, Henry Morgan of I've Got a Secret. And the winner is Henry Morgan of the I've Got a Secret Show.
I certainly deserve this award. Many of you have been here and facetiously thanked the little people. I want you to know I did it without any help whatsoever. This was a case of sheer talent neglected below these many years. Why, I remember when I was just a little bit of a boy. I thought, I need an award right now, but I had to wait a few years, and then I grew up, and I was marvelous. And I would...
May we find out what this is for?
That's
Henry?
perfectly all right. I deserve it, whatever it is.
The most lovable actor in a single performance. Henry Morgan, all kidding aside, we will be looking forward to you as hostess, New York hostess, on the Emmy Awards tomorrow night. I will see you there.
Thank you, Garry. I look forward to your being a winner, which you have deserved lo these many years, even more than Henry Morgan.
7 times nominated, never got a thing. Thank you. Good night. And so, friends, we will see you next week. Goodbye. Take care.
Secret has been brought to you tonight by the light, delicious dessert topping Cream Whip, another fine product of General Foods. The preceding program was pre-recorded. This is John Cannon speaking.